drinking my coffee. And a car pulls up, and this old boy's looking at me, and he said, "Hey man, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." He said, "Do you need anything?" "No, I'm okay." He said, "Do you need any food?" I ain't gonna run out of food, all right? I got that down. My brother Jace calls that facial profiling. We got him kicked out of a hotel in New York a couple of weeks ago. He asked for the bathroom. We were right across from Central Park. Guy just walked him outside, pointed there, and said, "Good luck." Now, I would have been mad, but it was Jace. So I was kind of glad. So anyway, the guy, he said, "Do you need any food?" I said, "No, man, I'm good." And so he turns around and he looks at the RV. Well, if you've seen the RV on the show, there's a picture of me about 10 foot tall in the middle of that thing. He looks back and he goes, "Is that you on the side of that RV?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just waiting on my driver." He said, "I guess you are okay." I said, "Yeah, I'm doing all right, brother. Good to see you." We don't judge ourselves by how much money we got, where we've come from. You know, who would have thought that the guys on the side of that RV would have the #1 show in the history of cable a couple of years later? People say, "Willie, did you ever think it would get this big?" And Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see." I tell you what, I didn't have that much faith to think that our family could become this big and this popular. It's just another example to me of how powerful God is and how He's used this family to really get His message out in America, now all over the world, despite all the garbage and stuff you see on television. And you guys play an important role in that. Not just by watching the show, but also when you tweet about it, you on Facebook, you talk about it. And it's not to make us more famous or more popular or make more money. It's about changing the culture of our entire America here as far as what we watch and entertainment. Isn't it nice to be able to watch a show with your children? We weren't always as successful or this big. We grew up poor, and nobody knew who we were. And I could always track our success through the school lunch program. As a youngster, that's the only way I knew we were doing better in business. When I was a little kid, we were on free lunch. And it was fine. We got to the front of the line. We got to eat first. Take her with me wherever I go. So I was on free lunch, and then about middle school, we went to what they call reduced lunch. And I thought, man, Phil is selling a lot more dump calls now. They're doing good. Let me tell y'all something. By the time I got to high school and I had to pay for my own lunch, I thought we were multi-millionaires. I was like, that's it. What's left to do? When it comes to success, we never have used the world's measuring stick of success. If you'd asked me a couple of years ago, were we successful, I would have said yes. We don't judge success by how much money we have. We judge success now by being able to travel all over the country, use our platform for the things we want to talk about, our faith, the Lord, positive families staying together. We measure that as a measure of success. My daughter Sadie's got her own prom dress line, they added more material to the dresses. I measure that as a success. We measure success by having a prayer on a television show that'll be seen millions and millions of times all over the world now. To us, that's successful. You don't have to have money or be famous to be successful. It's what's in your heart, it's your family that stays together, is whether you're a success or not. And so we've always thought we were successful. But we used to be tickled to death just because we were like, who else gets to go to work, doesn't have to cut their hair or shave their beard? That's successful. People say, Willie, how has your life changed? I'm certainly more recognized now. It's kind of hard to, it's hard just to blend in with the crowd looking like this. You say, well, how do you not get the big head? You know, how do you stay humble? Well, you go to the internet, read stuff. Here's a real story. I love this story. Life-size cutout of Duck Dynasty's Willie stolen from Walmart. Anybody seen the cutout? True story. Thieves stole a life-size cutout of Duck Dynasty's Willie from the Summersworth Walmart Vision Center recently, and they want him back. According to Vision Center manager Kerry McNeil, the Willie cutout was quite a hit with customers who paused to stand next to the 6.5-foot tall cardboard likeness to get their picture taken. My cutout is taller than I am. Willie was so popular that one couple were standing with him Sunday, May 12th. Man and woman were laughing, grabbed the cutout, put it in their cart, and wheeled it out the door. Now look, I sell a lot of stuff to Walmart, and I like them. They're great partners of ours, but perhaps you have a security breakdown if you can put me in your cart and walk out the door. Last time I bought vitamins, I had an 80-year-old guy stop me and check my receipt. However, you can put me in the cart, you're good. So I'm feeling terrible for this Walmart. We've got to make this right. I've got to send them something, make it right. The poor lady up here is trying to sell vision stuff and without my stand-up. Until I read the last paragraph. McNeil noted that they did not call the police department because Willie has no real value. What? She goes on. He's not really worth anything, so we didn't bother. Well, now I don't feel bad anymore. We make decisions all through our lives, and we made a decision, our family did, to make a show, trying to make a difference, and we feel great about that decision. And if you look back over the course of the Robertsons, you'll see all sorts of decisions that were made. Not all good ones. Some were good, some were bad. But decisions that we have to make in life, and that really can shape you and for the rest of your life. Is there any Phil fans here? My father. Hey, you're a fan? Thank you. Phil is exactly like he is on the show as he is in real life. Every time he's telling my kids about the birds and the bees, he told me that same story. And it was just as embarrassing back then. Now he's telling the world. He grew up very poor, not far from here in northwest Louisiana. You know, they were poor, and his way out was through his arm. He had quite the arm, and not just in football, but baseball and track. And he was going to set off and get his education. He got a full scholarship to Louisiana Tech University, where he's going to play quarterback. And young Terry Bradshaw came in behind him. Did anybody see that on TV today? I missed it, by the way. Somebody did? Yeah, they just got together. It was cool. I missed it. So he said, Terry said that, Phil kept him on the bench, so he was a pretty good quarterback. And the problem with football season and duck season, they're the same time. So Phil said, this ain't going to work. He can only take about 3 years before he said, all right, Bradshaw, you take the football team. I'm going to go chase these ducks. And off he goes. He gets his degree. He and Mom, they move up to Junction City, Arkansas. Nobody's here from Junction City, Arkansas? Wow. Nope. Somebody went through there. I've been doing this all year. There's never been anybody from Junction City, Arkansas. I'm going to book a gig in El Dorado and I'll hear it there. So he goes there and life starts going down the toilet and he gets away from the Lord. He's fighting all the time and he's immoral. And so he and the owners of the bar, there was a dispute, so he puts them in ICU. Then the state troopers come to take Phil to jail. Well, Phil goes and lives in the woods for 4 months. Now look, we've all been there. You know when the helicopter's over the woods and there's a suspect and they're saying there's a manhunt? Yeah, that was Phil. That was my dad. So Mom moves the family down to West Monroe. 3 boys at the time. I was the youngest. Moves them down there. And then Phil comes out. His buddies go drag him out. He shows up to West Monroe with tears in his eyes. And he says, Miss Kay, I want my family back. He gives his life to the Lord. And he starts making duck calls. Yeah, I mentioned there were decisions that we make. If Phil doesn't make that